Hey everybody, welcome back to the Race 5 Smokehouse and Grill, and today we are taking these 2 whole chickens and making these awesome direct heat chicken halves on the Weber Smokey Mountain. Let's go! So I got a comment from B Franco 27 on my pork steak direct heat on the Weber Smokey Mountain video to do chicken next. So we're gonna do some chickens on the Weber Smokey Mountain direct heat. First thing we're gonna do is clean these up and get them ready to get seasoned. Now what I like doing is splitting chickens in half. I just think it cooks better, easier to serve. And we're gonna do that by cutting out this backbone on these. As soon as we cut out that backbone, we'll split it and split it again down the other side. So I recommend a good pair of kitchen shears that'll cut through these bones rather easily. And then we have a nice knife that will split through the other side as well. So let's start splitting these. Now you can keep these if you want, make stock, up to you. I normally just toss them because I haven't really made stock with them. So it's good to have a nice heavy knife because you do have this chest bone or this little T-bone in here you got to try to get through. And that's why it helps to have a nice strong sharp knife. Do it on both sides here. So take a look at them, see if there's anything you want to trim up before you get these on the grill. Get some of these sharp bones out of the way. Trim up any of this kind of loose skin here that you're not really going to eat and it's just going to kind of dangle on there and not give you a good bite. So just get rid of it. Pretty easy trim jobs on these, usually not too much that you want to trim off of there. Go ahead, just give them another once over here, see how they're looking before we start seasoning. So before these get seasoned, you want to go ahead and give them a good pat to get all that residual moisture off of there. And you're going to do this on both sides. One of the reasons for that is you want to get that extra moisture off the skin and the cooking area. That way you'll get a crispier, easier to bite through bite, and it's going to look a lot better if you don't have kind of soggy areas. So just do a quick pat through, and then when we flip it over, we're going to do the same. But first, what I like to do is I like to hit it with a little bit of some kind of oil. Again, we're looking for a good tender bite through. That oil will help fry up the skin a little bit as it's cooking with a little bit higher heat, and it's also going to help that seasoning adhere. So I'm just going to hit it with some duck fat here, just a quick spray. And you definitely want to season both sides since there is exposed meat, and since we are cooking this with direct heat, all this is going to cook up real nicely and taste great. So you want to get all that seasoned up. We're going to hit it with 3 seasonings today: kosher salt, coarse black pepper, and Meat Dave's all-purpose seasoning. That all-purpose seasoning is great. It's pretty spicy, so we're going to use it pretty conservatively, but we're going to put it together with the salt and pepper, and it's going to come out great. Let's start hitting this with the seasoning. This Meat Dave seasoning definitely has a kick. One of the ingredients on here is red pepper flakes, so you know it's got a little bit of a pop, but it's absolutely delicious. Flip these, do the other side. And now when you're doing these guys, you're definitely going to want to move the wings and the legs and thighs around, get in all those crevices. Give this a pat down again as well. Get that excess moisture off the skin. Salt, pepper, Meat Dave. Well, forgot to hit it with the duck fat. We'll go ahead and give it a quick hit right now. Then the last bit of the Meat Dave. These are seasoned up, and we're gonna let these rest for about 15-20 minutes while we get the Weber Smokey Mountain fired up. Today we're starting with a little bit of Jealous Devil unlit charcoal in the bottom of the smoker, and then we're gonna hit that with a small lit chimney in the middle. You don't need to use too many coals for this because this is going to be a quicker cook. Then we're gonna put this back together just by putting the body on and the grate in. As you can see, there is nothing in between. It's gonna be direct heat onto these chickens. A few reasons that we like doing the direct method is that juice and the grease and everything that falls out of the chicken as it's cooking is going to hit those coals and impart this great flavor into the birds. Plus it's going to give a different flavor profile, more of a grilling profile, which is delicious as well. At this point you could add some chunks of wood to this as well to get a more smoky flavor, but we're just going to use the charcoal today. So let's get this fired up the temperature, and then let's get these birds on. Chicken's been resting about 15 minutes or so. Grill is fired up. It's running at a little over 300 degrees right now, which is perfect. We're going to keep the top vent wide open and all the bottom vents on here. There are 3 bottom vents on this Weber Smokey Mountain. We're going to keep those at about halfway open. Chicken's ready to get put on. Let's go throw these on the grill. That sizzle sounds amazing. Could stagger these off a little bit. That way you don't get any bald spots from them touching. Chicken's on, looking great. We've got it closed up and we're gonna let this cook. We're gonna let it run for about 45 minutes. Come back, take a look at it, see if it needs to start getting probed for temperature. We're gonna let this go to about 160 in the breast meat. We're also gonna be checking the thigh as well to make sure that's done. We'll pull it off when it hits temperature and let it rest for about 15 minutes and then dig in. But first we're gonna let this cook for a little while. So we'll be back again, half hour, 45 minutes, check on the progress, be back. Okay, it's been about 30-35 minutes. We're gonna check these out, get some temperatures, and then we're gonna hit them with a quick sauce. Let's check the temperature real quick. Going to the deepest part of the breast here, 155, 140s, 56, 140s. So these are coming along great. We're gonna go ahead and hit them with a quick sauce. And one of our favorite sauces is the simple and go-to, and we've been going to it for years, Open Pit. This stuff is fantastic. We're gonna hit them with a quick sauce, let them come up the rest of the way, pull them off. Grill's closed back up. These are sauced up, looking great, smelling great. We're gonna let that sauce set up, and by that time we're gonna be at about that 165 mark in the chicken breast, and then we're gonna pull it and let it rest for a little bit before we cut into it. So we're gonna be back when it's time to pull these off the grill. These are done. They got up to about 165, 167 in the breast. They were just a little over that in the thighs and legs, which is okay. Those dark meat areas, thighs and legs, can go a little bit higher. There's more fat. They can take more heat. These breasts, 165 is probably the highest you want to go. 160, between 160 and 167 is my wheelhouse. So these are done, looking great. Let's take a look at these. Just looking fantastic. Look at how juicy already. You can see that juice running down. Best part of the whole cook, it's time to try some of this out. Oh, it's just falling apart. That is perfect. Look at that. It's nice from that underneath that was getting that direct heat. We got some nice charring going on. I can't wait. All right, let's take a bite. Absolutely delicious. Got some kick from that rub and sauce on there. That extra black pepper adds great flavor. Let's slice into this chicken breast because this is juicy as can be. Tender, bite through skin. Let's take some of this off just so we can see how juicy this dripping juice is. That direct heat flavor is so good. Gives an entirely different flavor than smoking. It's more of that grilling flavor, but as this was cooking, even though we started up at about 300 degrees, it really only got between 275 and 300, so it is kind of a light smoke. You get the action of those juices hitting the charcoal and giving that flavor. Oh, it's fantastic. Definitely recommend trying this at home. If you do, please let me know how it comes out. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow us on social media, and we will be talking to you all soon. Thank you again for checking out the video. Take care, everybody. Peace.